Hi, besties! Welcome to the hot seat where we'll give you an inside look into the beauty industry. We are your hosts.
I'm Rosie, your nail tech.
I'm Diana, your lash tech.
Today's topic is going to be how to prep for season specials. But first, we want to get into our weekend recap. And
Yes.
Diana, you want to start it off?
As usual, I worked. It was pretty chill, but I got sick. So if you can hear me like a little,
Stuffy.
uh, yeah,
Me
I'm
too. I low
under
key
the
have a stuffy
weather.
nose. But not like her.
Yeah,
So
no, like I'm bad. Like yesterday, it was horrible. Like I spent my entire day in bed.
just resting.
Yeah.
I
But
think
my
that's the best
weekend,
cure.
yeah,
Just
just
sleep.
resting.
Yeah.
So I feel so much better. But on Saturday I went to a crawfish boil. It was pretty good. It was nice. My baby, we were like in the playground. He almost fell. I caught him by his diaper and it ripped.
Oh my
It was so
god.
scary.
I bet.
But yeah,
He was okay.
what about yours?
Um, Me, what did I do? Loki, I forgot. So it's because
Saturday.
I wasn't able to do nails because like I was still moving stuff for. Oh, you know what? That's what I did.
Yeah.
I was finally like moving my stuff in, and I was just cleaning my room out because obviously now I'm gonna be now I am home based, and so I was just putting up my divider, putting all of my supplies in the desk, and just really like organizing everything. And then on Sunday, my boyfriend and I went to go pick up my nail desk that I had at the salon that now I'm using for my vanity because it's black. So, and yeah, that was pretty much it. Just like moving in. And then, yeah. And then Monday, I started doing nails. So,
That's
yeah, it's been
good.
good so far. Thank God. How to prep for season specials. The reason why we chose it was because obviously right now it is prom season. And so this kind of brought is like the perfect time to talk about it because you will use this in the future, and it just doesn't have to do with prom. It's like anything seasonal, whether it's Christmas, Valentine's, etc.
Even like graduation or like for
Yeah,
birthdays or anything like that it's just
just
when you
prep
want to
for.
run specials or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
First, we would advise you to pick a theme or aesthetic, a topic that you want to go based on it. So if your theme, like for your own page, you want to use the same thing, like go for it. As well, you can always switch it up so you can
Yeah,
have like a good hook to attract your clients. Whether it's a color or whatever you want to do with it, just have fun, spice it up,
yeah.
and like we said, to attract your clients.
I know what some people do is like they'll have their logo, but they'll like keep the same logo, but just depending what theme it is or what season it is, like Halloween, like they'll put like I don't know, like blood on it or something.
Little
You know what I mean?
pumpkin stem
Yeah,
and like
something
make it
cute.
cute. Yeah.
Yeah, because people, even though it's something small, people look out for that stuff. Like, oh, that's so cute. Like she's in the spirit, you know? So
Yeah.
that has to do with it as well. So yeah, I've like switched so many different times of my aesthetic. Like I've had to start off with, my original
What
name
was
was
your
Nails by
original?
Rosie. So like your
Like
typical
how?
nails by, you
Oh
know?
my gosh! Now that makes me question like,
Yeah.
what made you switch to blooming nails?
So I
Like,
always felt like everybody had nails by or clawed by, or
yeah,
what was one, hold on, there was one that my friends were like, I was thinking of what to switch it to, and this was in high school, but it was like kind of another word for like fuck. What's that word? It's like
I'm just sitting here like
not clawed by it. Damn,
I
no
can't
me quiero
think of it.
recordar. It was I remember my first was like, that sounds like this, like a bad thing. And I was like, okay, well then I won't use that. But the reason why I came about my name was because I wanted something different.
Yeah.
And I love cactuses. So I was
Mm,
like, okay, like I want to make a logo that involves cactuses, and will cactuses bloom and they're like flowers. My name is Rosie.
yeah.
And so like all of that tied in, and I mean there is some like blooming skin or whatever the hell, like blooming. There's a lot of
Yeah.
bloomings. But I was like, here, like you don't really hear much of like blooming nails. Like
Yeah.
if you ask around, like, oh, I go to Rosie Blooming Nails, they're like, oh, okay, like I know who she is. So that's
Yeah.
kind of like how it came about because of the cactuses and stuff. So yeah.
That's
Hmm.
nice.
Yeah.
So, have you thought about your theme?
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like I've switched my theme so many times. Like I've
I
done
want to
different
switch mine
logos.
too, but
Really?
I just don't know what. Cause I mean, like you said, everybody has that, or like lash by this, or
Yeah.
like minked by whatever. Like,
Yeah.
so I want to switch it up and I don't know. I don't know yet on what or like
Yeah.
how.
It's very hard to be different, because
Yes,
everything has been thought of at this point. But I
exactly.
mean,
It'll
you'll
come
find
one
something.
day
Yeah.
and I'll use this to my,
Yeah.
my own experience as well.
Exactly. Well,
But I don't know.
would you switch your name and your like logo too, or just your name?
I'm probably like
Both?
switch my logo as
Yeah.
well.
I think that would be
So I want to
cool.
like restart and like,
Yeah.
I feel like it would also attract
You know,
a different clients and stuff
yeah.
like that.
You know what would be good when you finish school too? Like just
Ooh, for
bam, like
real?
I got my
Yes.
license and this is my
Yeah.
new, brand. That'd be badass.
I
Start thinking,
know.
girl.
I am. I've
Yeah.
been thinking about it. So like, you know how well my color like theme and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
like pink and purple.
Yeah.
So I want to switch it, or I
Uh-huh.
don't know if I should like keep it.
It's very
So
hard.
it is. So like really put your mind and
Yeah.
like your thought like literally like in school like brainstorm like
No, yeah.
literally
Write
like
that shit down.
yeah,
Everything.
like it's gonna help and to narrow things down on how you want to do um all your literally your posts because it's
Yeah.
gonna go depending on like the season that you're in. You want to make sure that it still fits in and it doesn't look like a little weird or too messy or like too much going on. Like
Yeah.
you have to like make sure you are,
Your feed is
and it's easy
presentable.
to read, yes, and like very clear to what your sale is or your
Yeah.
special. You don't want to attract the wrong clients either,
Mm.
like
I remember what it was.
what.
Well, I think I
You're
already
looking at me like, hurry up, I'm ready to share what
It's
it
because it
is.
was stuck in my head. I mean, it's super simple. I think I even said it when there was other people that had this name, but it was nailed by. So it's like, oh, I nailed her. Like nailed her. You know. And when my friend, like, I didn't think of it like
That's
that.
why you said fuck. I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah. And when my
What
friend,
are you talking about?
my friend told me, I was like, I mean, if you have a dirty mind, I guess, but like in the world, in the beauty industry, I was off topic there. I just had to blurt it out because I remembered.
No, but yeah, like it happens.
Yeah,
Like you'll grow out of your first name that
yeah.
you chose, and I'm pretty sure not everybody stays with that first name because
Oh
then you're
yeah,
like, I don't like it by this time, like years
yeah.
after.
Exactly.
So
And I'm sure, who knows? I think I will always keep my blooming nails, but
yeah,
my
I like
vibe
it.
might
It's
be
cute.
different. Like I might
Yeah.
switch more like with the beige and stuff. Like who knows? Like you
Yeah.
just never know.
Well,
Like
right now you're like in your groovy area.
yeah, yeah, like
Area era.
no, yeah, I love like checkered board,
Yeah.
like anything colorful, girl. Give it to me. Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah. Okay. Colorful.
Whoa. Colorful. And all that, like your feed and what you put out, also like allows you to attract the type of clients that you want.
Yeah.
Like if you're like more buchona vibes, obviously you're probably gonna get the XL baddies with all the crystals and stuff. But if you're like more like me, I would say I don't really do like XL like baddies like hella long. Maybe for prom, but like I do more so like Frenchies, like more simpler nails. So
Yeah.
I think that also like whatever you post attracts the type of
Yeah,
clients
because
that
not
you'll get.
everybody likes the same thing. Like
Exactly.
and such as for like lashes as well. I'm not like a mega volume type of
Yeah.
artist. Like not
That
very
compliments you.
yes.
Yeah.
Um
Because I've been seeing some like crazy ass shit. And I'm like,
like
to
the
each
bottom
their own.
lashes, I don't think I
Yeah.
could do those. The bottom
That'd be fucking
lashes.
scary.
Yeah. I don't even think that they would last as long as like
Oh,
your
probably not.
I don't know how that works, but
Girl,
I
and then
mean, if
like,
you're going into that, go for it. But I
just be
haven't even
careful.
looked into it, so I don't know how it
Yeah.
works. Like, and I wouldn't want to. Like,
Yeah, it's not your
it's
vibe.
not where I want to expand.
Yeah, exactly.
But to each their own. Nothing against that. Nothing bad.
That's
But
why we say like whatever you post, like you're able to kind of pick what type of client you're gonna
yeah,
get. Like if you want to specialize like in the crazy long, like bam lashes, well the more you post of that, like I mean, you're
yeah,
gonna attract. So just find your vibe and whatever works for you, then like start like
yeah.
posting.
Do you want to share with them
Do I want to share what?
that we'll be running a prom
Oh,
special?
yes. So, in honor of prom season, me and Diana talked about like about a month or two ago, right? That we want to do a prom special, but
We
Se me
never
ocurrió,
really like
yeah,
sat down and like talked about
yeah.
it.
Se me ocurrió like last week, a few days ago, and I was like, oh
We
shit,
really
like
need
me and
to hop
Diana,
on it.
yeah, because like I started seeing girls like get their dresses and stuff. So I'm like, hold up, like
I
I know it's different
know.
for every school, but it's kind of like always around the same time.
Yeah, like
So
just like weekends apart, literally.
yeah, exactly. So I was like, okay, prom season is here. We need to figure out a special for people to like, because I mean, regardless, they're gonna get their nails and lashes done.
Yeah.
So it's the perfect time for you to take advantage in a good way, and offer those specials because you're gonna attract way more clientele in.
Hmm.
So we do want to work on that. We just talked about it earlier. We're not sure exactly how we're gonna do it, but we're starting to
Yeah.
brainstorm.
So if you want to have like come up with like, or if you need help thinking like on how to, you
Mm,
can, once we post about it, you're more than welcome to like
take a
take a
look.
look and use it as your guide to like,
Yeah,
okay, well, I need to include these and these details and like
yeah.
maybe a picture in it or something,
Be
like,
specific too,
yeah.
because some people will try to be like, oh, well, I know it's like a simple set special, but I want this. And like, so just make sure whatever you want on there is like
You
in printing.
specify,
Yeah,
yeah.
you specify. Unless you don't care and you're like, okay, girl, like I'm down to give you this set for this price, then that's totally fine. But be specific and also know your worth. Like we mentioned in the last episode, make sure you're at least still making profit off of it, of course.
Right. But this doesn't just apply for like prom season now. You
Yeah,
can use it for like graduation, you can use it for Christmas, anything that you think it's gonna, like Easter or
that's like
something
a
like little,
special occasion.
yeah, like Valentine's, like little things like that, little holidays, special occasions, New Year's,
They're
all
your
that.
busier
Yeah.
times.
So like
So,
know your calendar in that sense to where you are aware to prepare yourself
yeah.
for it,
Hmm.
whether it's like your flyers, your
Yeah.
business cards.
You gotta like really plan ahead. So let's say it's, I don't know, December. Obviously you're already doing like all your Christmas sets, right? By the end of December, going into the new year, you want to already start planning for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna offer a special, start listing with the possibilities that you might have, because obviously the first thing that comes to your head, you're not gonna be like, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. You still have to like break it
Yeah.
down and stuff. But also always start planning ahead by ordering your supplies in time,
Yeah.
because you're not the only makeup artist slash tech nail tech that's gonna be getting Valentine's Day themed items.
Yeah.
So then they're gonna go out of stock. So
Yeah.
like around December time, just always plan like I would say like a month ahead for sure, and start getting your supplies ready for that specific occasion that's
And
gonna
especially
happen.
because you never know, like it either they can be out of stock
Yeah,
or you just never know. So
yeah,
always be prepared ahead of time.
for sure.
I mean, for lash sticks, I know that tweezers are like a must. I'm
Hmm.
very clumsy. I dropped
And then she
new
has cement
ones.
floor.
The new ones, yes, new
Yeah,
ones. Literally, I dropped
you
them
need a
barely
carpet.
one day. No, even like that, like
It
you
still
can
messes
drop
up.
them, and like the smallest, like it just like tweak a little bit to where it's like it goes a little crooked.
Yeah, it's not the same.
So, yeah, always be prepared. But if you need any guidance on like how your post should look like or you would want to like for it to look like, just always like search things up. Don't, I'm not saying like copy other people,
No,
but
but
like
get inspo
yes, get inspo,
for
know
sure.
like, oh, okay, well, like I should include these and like these details, or like, oh, I like how she did this. It's a
For
good
sure.
thing to always like look around in social platforms to help
Yeah.
you and guide you. Like, I'm not saying like copy them because I mean, we're all here doing the same thing, running specials,
Yeah.
doing giveaways.
We're not the
Like,
only ones that like, I don't know, Hello Kitty or some shit. Like
yeah, like it
it's
doesn't always,
inevitable, you
it does,
know?
it's also like if you're running too many specials, you always get those
Oh
clients that want
yeah.
to play low, and
Uh-huh.
you kind of don't want those.
Yeah.
Not that it's bad, but it's like
They're okay,
they
here's the
always run
thing.
you like cheap,
Yeah,
like
here's the thing. Yeah. They're going to always expect a special. So when you don't have a special, you're not gonna get those clients. Like
yeah,
they're always gonna be like, oh, she always does specials. Like, I'm
yeah,
just gonna wait. So then you're gonna find yourself in this like loop that it's gonna be continuing. That's like, well, I have to do another special because nobody's booking.
yeah,
So don't do like crazy specials every
yeah,
month, every 2 weeks, because
yeah. Like
you're not
that's
attracting the
why,
right clients.
yeah, that's why we also say like we said before, know your calendar, know which
Yeah.
ones you want to do and which ones you don't want to do. Like,
Yeah.
she did a Valentine's giveaway. I didn't do a Valentine's giveaway. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna leave it as is.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't have to.
yeah, like it's only like if you want to and you know you can, or like if you need new clients or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't always have to be like that. Like I said, you can always do like gift baskets or a cup or like gift cards,
Yeah, something
just things
small.
to gain you like followers or like even to just appreciate your
Yeah, goodie bags,
audience.
whatever the case is.
I'm gonna share how
What?
during Christmas and Thanksgiving was like
Busy?
busy for us.
It was. Can we go back to that?
Yeah.
Give me the money. Well, I will say this past
Like, how was that experience for you? Were you running out of stuff or like
okay,
how was
so
that? Tell us.
I will say this past Thanksgiving and Christmas, I started working at the salon in November.
Oh, okay.
So like people were still finding out that I was there. November was very slow for me, girl. Like super. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, what am I doing? December it got busier. So like even on my freaking booking site, you know when
Mm-hmm.
you like they pay on card and
Mm-hmm.
then like you could check your balance or you
Mm-hmm.
could check how much you made that month. I checked how much I made that month and I was like, where's that at now?
For
Supplies
but
and then rent. I was paying $200 every week.
yeah.
But what I'm trying to say, like, I didn't get to really like enjoy my money
Yeah.
because I still had bills and shit, you know, and all that. So
You were catching up
I
because
was
the
catching
month
up.
prior was slow
Yeah,
for you.
exactly. Like I was behind on shit and stuff like that. Material wise, I did.
Material girl.
You know, material wise, I don't think I ran out of that much stuff. I mean, nowadays people love like everything that they like is like nail art. So it's like I'll use a nude and then go over the design with like
Yeah.
drawing it, you know? So I wasn't really running out of my colored acrylics. Honestly, I don't even dip into my colored acrylics that much. It's just like gel. So if anything, I just had to restock on tips a lot and my nudes. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. Like I always recommend this is a main thing, guys. Like if you're able to buy in bulk, buy in bulk. Like I know once you're buying in bulk, at that moment it's gonna seem like a lot of money,
Yeah. But you're
but
gonna
you
be stocked for like a
yes,
good minute.
and you end up saving because I would buy like a small monomer and it would last me like 2 weeks max. And
Really?
yeah, and that shit was like $25 for it. And then there was like this big old bottle that's like $45, but big, right? Compared to
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
And that shit lasts me like a month and a half, 2 months.
Oh,
So it's
that's
like,
good.
and then I
Yeah.
don't have to pay it $45 till then, you know? So it's like it
Yeah.
adds up. And the other one I would have to be restocking it every 2 weeks. So like imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So I always recommend, especially during your busier seasons, like buy in bulk. It's gonna save you. I'm not saying buy in bulk of like a pack of glitters, like
Yeah.
stuff that you know you're actually gonna use. Buy
Mm-hmm.
in bulk. Like it'll make a difference for sure.
And also, for us slash text, the glue. There's like, if y'all would like to know some bomb glue,
Some bomb glue.
yeah, literally, it's like lash balm or something like that. Whenever you buy it, you can get that like in a like a reoccurring shipment. That so like
Oh,
that way you don't run out, or like you can put it to like how
that's
many times.
good. Do you
Yeah,
have that?
so not yet because I
Okay.
tried it because I'm like over here trying what works, right?
Right.
But yeah, so I feel like that would be very handy for those that once you're in that busy
Yeah.
season. Yeah, you can always do that. I'm not sure if you can do that for like lash trays, but I know for the lash glues you can.
Like a
Um,
subscription type thing.
yeah,
I think
that's
that's
what it is, a
smart.
subscription.
Yeah, I think that's really smart. Especially how you said if you find yourself getting busier, especially during the season, girl, like you don't want to like
And it's cheaper
run out.
too.
Yeah, like it sounds like a lot when you see the price, but it's like
Yeah,
te sale más barato in the long run.
yeah. With all that being said, posting your flyers, anything that you put on social media, your posts, or if
AKA
you have,
marketing.
yes, anything that you are putting out there for to attract clients, make sure that you target the right audience. Like we were talking about, like, like different styles and stuff like that. But let's say you want to go more out there in that extra mile, you can always go to your like local places and like leave a flyer or leave a business card.
Yeah,
um
we need to do that, girl.
yes, we
We keep
do.
talking about it, but we haven't.
Yeah,
So
I feel like that's a really good idea, especially like, okay, right now, prom. Okay, a lot of
perfect.
girls are gonna go into like Ulta or Sephora and
Right.
like into the lashes, or like you could just, I mean, I
I
don't know
think
if it's illegal,
you
but you
yeah,
could
I was
just
gonna say
slide in your little card in there
you
and
have to be
like,
careful.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I feel like it'll be good because they'll be like, oh shoot, like she has good prices, they're gonna last me more than just one night,
Yeah.
like it's worth it. So
And you can even
no,
do like if you found this flyer, come and get
yeah,
$5 off, $10 off. I don't know,
yeah.
something like that. So it like pushes them even more like, oh shit, okay, like I'm down, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So like, but then again, know what you're seeking. Like,
Yeah.
um,
I always
it's
say,
it's it's just it's a different world out
yeah.
there. Like
I always say
crazy.
you're able to, it sounds kind of bad, but you're able to pick and choose your clients. Like
Yeah,
you choose who to respond to and who not to respond to.
yeah.
So my thing is like if somebody texts me and that shit sounds sketch as fuck,
Oh
I'm not
my
replying. I'm
gosh!
not. I'm
Can we
sorry.
talk about a situation
Yes.
of
What?
that?
What happened?
So
I'm
to me, it was
curious.
a scam. So this lady, she's an event planner,
Oh lordy.
and she was like, hey, I have 6 girls that I would like to get booked for like a special, it was like a birthday thing, but like their parents paid and everything for them to get their lashes done, right?
Mm.
And I was like, okay, well, like what day and what works best, right? And she told me, okay, well, like I think Thursday, I don't know, whatever day it was.
Yeah.
She's like, and we'll all bring them. And I was like, so they're all just gonna
All
be
at
chilling
once?
here? Like, I was thinking, like, how am I gonna do that? Like, what if they
Yeah.
need to use the restroom? Like, what if they
It's
get
gonna be for a
hungry?
minute.
Like, yeah, it's like 3 hours max, like on each,
Yeah.
depending if like
Time 6?
exactly. So I was
Bye.
like, I was like, we're gonna have to split that into like 2 to 3 days, just
Yeah.
depending on like what style they're gonna want. And then also I was like, well, how old are they? Like, I'm not gonna take like no little girls,
No,
right? Because
tampoco.
she said like a birthday thing. So I was like,
Yeah.
well, how old are they? And she's like, okay. She's like, no, don't worry. Like, they're not little girls. They're models, and we're just trying to get them like in. So I was texting my sister. I was like, ain't no way I'm getting 6 girls booked at once.
You're all
I was like, I'm
excited.
excited and shit.
I'm
So
dead.
I
You're
was
funny.
like,
Nah, I would be excited
that was
too.
scary though. Like, but then keep moving on with the story. Um, she was like, "No, like, well, I'll bring them to you, but we can do 2 to 3 girls at a time."
So she was
And I
working with
was
you.
like, "Yeah." So
Okay.
I was like, "Okay, okay, that sounds good." Um, and I was like, "Okay, well, like, just send me their deposit, because that's how I do my business. Just send
Yeah.
me the deposit." And especially because it's 6 girls, like I really have to close off 2 to 3 days and not get any other clients because I already have them coming in, right?
Uh-huh.
Right? And then she was like, well, no, you're gonna get paid in full. And I was like,
Like in
mm,
person, right?
yeah.
This is
And I
okay.
was like, well, I need their deposit though. Like, with no deposit, I can't make the appointment. And
Yeah.
she was like, no, you're gonna get paid in full. And I was like, she was like, what bank do you bank with? And
Oh
that
hell
question
no.
automatically lit up my
This
little light
girl.
bulb. And I was like, no.
Yeah, like
I was like, I'm so
I
sorry. If I don't have no deposit, I'm not booking you.
no, fuck
And I was
that.
just like going along with her, like, right?
But you already like realized like, oh
I
fuck
already
that.
knew it was a
Yeah.
scam. And she was like, no, like, I'll make you a check. All you have to do is deposit it, da 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 da.
Hell
And I
no.
was like, no, no, thank you. You can look for another last check. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not working with you.
Yeah, like you're not comfortable with that. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, she got mad
She
because I
did.
didn't book her supposedly and give her my information.
Damn. I'm
Yeah, so be
shocked.
careful on the scamming too, because
Mm-hmm.
once they tell you like, "Oh, I'll send you a check, blah blah blah, just deposit." Once you scan that check into your bank, they have access to your information, like your routing
Damn.
number, your address, like all that stuff, like
Why
your
the
bank.
fuck? First of all, don't be taking checks.
Yeah,
Like,
no, and that's another thing that I was telling
yeah,
her. Like, I don't take checks. I just take cash because I didn't want to tell her like, oh, I have Zelle or something. Like,
yeah,
give her my phone number or my
yeah.
email. So I was like, I just take cash. And she was like, well, you're gonna get paid, and this. I was like, no,
Oh
shut
my
up.
god,
Yeah,
dude.
but
That's
It reminded
crazy.
me like of, and I think I was doing a sale actually, and that's when she
Oh,
was like, "Oh, I have 6 girls I want to book, and they all want hybrid," and I was like, "What?"
yeah,
But
that's
yes,
red
to
fucking
watch
flags.
out for scams.
That's
Literally,
crazy.
literally
I can't
watch
believe that
out for
happened to you.
scams. It was kind of
That
scary.
is fucking scary.
Yeah.
Good thing you fucking caught up. Imagine you're like,
Oh,
okay.
and then she said, "Oh well, whenever I drop them off, when I pay you, can with the check, whenever I drop the girls off from the check I sent you, can you give like $20 to the bus driver?" I'm like, "What?"
What?
Like, no.
That's
She's just
crazy.
dumb at that point. Like,
Yeah.
who? But don't fall
No
for things like
mames.
that. Like,
Please don't.
no.
This
Have you had any like scams? Well, not scams, but like if you're running a sale, like has there anybody been like, "Oh, well, since you are charging me this and this,
uh-huh.
like did have they ever tried to like lowball you more than what you've offering?"
Honestly, no.
No? That's good.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
I feel like you have good prices for your work.
Yeah, I was talking about this with my mom before I left, like how I feel like my prices are good enough to like where if I don't get tipped, that's okay, you know? Because I mean, I
Yeah.
don't always expect a tip from everybody, but
Yeah.
like I'm and then if they do, like even better, you know? But
Mhm.
yeah, no, I feel like I never allowed any conversation to get to that point because I'm usually really good at like reading like if I see something and they're like no fucking profile and like how much for this or some shit like that, I'm like, girl, hi, like let's start off there or like some sketchy shit like that. I'm like, I'm not replying and I'm sorry. Like that's why I always say you can pick and choose your clients, but do that but with the correct reasons. Don't just be like, oh, they look weird or but no, I never have, thank God. And luckily enough, I've never gotten any rude clients. Like, I really want to say, like, I've been really blessed. If anything, like, when they're there, I lowballed myself before. So, in that aspect, yeah, like, I've lowered the price. But just because I feel bad, like, I'm like, fuck, like, I feel bad saying this amount, but not having nothing to do with them. So, I mean, I guess I've been lucky. Yeah, I always hear these crazy ass fucking stories, and I'm like, how the fuck? And what would you like? I've heard I had this friend from no school. She told me that she was home based at that point and she had her desk, I think it was like in the living room, and she lived with her mans. She said, oh, I'm gonna go get some change. And then when she walked back, the girl was opening her desk like to get money, yeah, or some shit like that.
Oh my
And I was like, but you like
god.
caught her? Like you clearly caught her? She's like, yeah. And she was like, and I was like, what'd you do? She's like, well, she kind of like stopped and looked like, oh, I was just like, whatever. Like, she made up an
That's
excuse.
awkward
Yeah,
AF.
which obviously she never booked her again. But I'm like,
Oh
that's
my
crazy.
god.
Like the fact that like we're already opening our homes to you, and you do some shit
Yeah,
like that. Like that's sketchy as fuck.
I know. I don't really mean to be rude, but like sometimes I kind of feel like, because sometimes I have to leave the room to go get like something like or change for them.
Yeah,
But I'm like, I mean, there's nothing in here that you
yeah,
can take, but it's still like you just never know because you're bringing somebody that you don't know.
yeah.
You were saying how you pick and choose your
Uh
clients.
huh.
So, what about those ones that don't text you but just book? Like,
Oh,
and
that's
you don't
true.
know them. Like, you can't really
You're
like
right. You're
pick and
right.
choose, but it's kind of like because it's happened to me, and I'm like, who's this?
Yeah,
Like,
you're
whose
right.
account is this? Because like we said, like their names, their names don't match up like with
Right.
their Instagram account.
Yeah.
So I'm like, who's this? I needed to it happened to me because I needed to switch the day or something like that. I couldn't do it that time. I was like, well, how do I reach out? But then I remembered like on the thing it asks for your phone number and your
Yeah.
email. So that's also a good thing, like just in case if you don't have
Yeah, for
some type
sure.
of form to reach back out to them. But I was just like, how do I do it? But I
Yeah.
texted her and
It
I
worked out.
rescheduled her, but yeah,
Um,
you can't really pick and choose
you
those
can. You're right. I
clients.
forgot about that. Well, I will say most of my clients like reach out to me first if they're new
Oh,
clients, and they'll be like, hi, like I want to say how much would you charge? So
okay.
then and then they'll book. So I'm like, okay, like I kind of know this girl already.
Mhm.
But I mean, I guess it has happened to me where it's a completely brand new person and they book. Usually, like if I don't know number or the name, I'm not familiar with it, I'll click on the number, and usually, like, if I've texted them before it pops up, I'll read our conversation. I'm like, oh, okay, I remember who this is.
Yeah.
But if it's a new client and I have had no communication with them prior, I'll reach out and I'll be like, hi, this is Rosie from Blooming Nails. I just wanted to confirm your appointment. Like, I will reach out. Then they'll text me like a response, hearted, something.
Yeah.
But if they don't, like, if they just ghost me like that, what I'll do is, like, the day before, I'm like, hey, I just want to confirm you'll make it. Just to confirm. But
Yeah.
I guess in that aspect, yeah, you're right. I can't
Mhm.
pick and choose. But again, like, I've gotten pretty
It's
lucky.
kinda scary.
Yeah, I guess it is. You're right.
'Cause you just don't know who's
You know what?
coming.
And, like, since I was at the salon, like, I wasn't really tripping like who booked. But now that I'm
Yeah.
home base, it's kind of like, okay, like,
Yeah.
I have to be careful. But at least my space is in the back of the house. But still, like, you just really never know somebody's
Y
true
más porque estás
intentions.
sola allá
Yeah.
atrás. Like, I mean, for me
Yeah.
too. Like,
Yeah. It's only temporary, girl. We're gonna get our
Yeah.
spot.
For sure.
Yeah, but just be careful, like, especially if you're working from home base, just always be aware. Make them give you their phone number, something, like, just be prepared because it can be scary.
Yeah. So, like, what do you think is a good discount rate for, let's say right now, prom? Like, if your nails are usually like, I don't know, like $80,
Yeah.
what's a good rate to like go down to? Or like, how would you discount that? Like,
Yeah.
with charms or like length or like the
Mhm.
style?
I think there's two ways to do it.
Okay.
Either you do, like, money off, so you're like $10 off any prom set, right? Whatever the case that might be, whether they're extra as fuck and they're set it's 110, okay, take off $10. You could do that type of special, or you can do a special where it's like freestyle special, and you can put like a little brief summary of what it is. It's like blinged out special, whatever, blah blah blah, and then set a price
Yeah.
where it's $75 when usually that type of set, and have an inspo pic. That type of set normally would be 95,
Mhm.
So you kind of have to see, like, if you're still making profit. But I would do both. I don't know. I kind of go back and forth. Sometimes I will do like strictly money off, $10 off any prom set. It kind of could be easier because it's like, I don't have to like really think about it. It's just like, okay, it's for prom. I'm gonna take off $10. But I don't know, if you want to be like more creative and you want to do more different styles, then you can do like the freestyle where you get to pick
You
like
get to pick,
what
yeah.
you want to express on their nails. Obviously, I still like take into consideration, like, I'll probably ask them like, oh, can I see your dress? Like, what's the vibe that you're going for? And then I go from there.
Mhm.
And in that aspect, like, they're allowing you to be creative and have that freedom. So I feel like it's a good
No, but it's also good
yeah.
because you get to like kind of already set that price with what you're doing with.
Exactly. So you get to control, like,
Yeah.
how much you put on the nails. Obviously, like, if you have a set price of $75, you're not gonna go ahead and give her a fucking $150 set.
I mean,
Tampoco.
unless you want to.
Unless you want to, but girl,
But that's where I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
know your worth. Know how much to discount off.
yeah, it's like
that's
see what is reasonable. Like,
Yes.
especially if you're using quality stones, like, girl, you can tell the difference between quality stones and not quality stones. So, like,
Yeah.
if you are, obviamente, still charge for your stones. Like, I feel like once you start running these specials yourself, like, you'll see, like, oh fuck, like,
You'll
this
see the
cost me this.
breakdown of like
Yeah,
what everything costs really.
for sure. But if you're struggling with, maybe start off with just like a set price to deduct from
Yeah.
your overall balance, because
Yeah.
then it can get a little bit complicated. But I mean,
Usually I like to do like percentages.
you do. I don't like
Yeah.
percentages.
I usually because sometimes like they'll add on like a wispy. Like I feel like I have reasonable prices, like low prices.
Yeah.
But because I have additionally like a wispy or like add-ons, you have add-ons or
Yeah.
like color. I think that's another option on there where I have that to add up, and it gives you the amount like of what the set would usually cost, like with anybody else. So if I do a percentage, I feel like it's kind of a little bit more fair on it. Not like really high, but at first I did like a 50% off.
Girl, I've done
like,
that before. We've been down
I
bad
know, it's
before.
like, oh my gosh, like,
Don't be like
this
us,
is
because
literally
by the
like-
time they pay their deposit, you're left with nothing.
exactly.
Yeah.
It was like $35.
The percentages to me a little bit confusing because like you primero que nada you're gonna it could be like a oh your balance is 75.26 and it's like girl I don't have the quarters like so that's
Yeah,
why I like
that's
to do like
true.
money off unless like for you I can understand because yours is like even numbers you're like 55 right
Yeah.
like you
Well, sometimes actually it's been into like where it's like a 50. Like
50
like 50, let's say $60.55 or something like
yeah
that. But they just tell me like,
oh
oh, just leave it at $1 flat.
yeah
And like, or sometimes like I'll tell them like, oh, just keep that dollar back. Like, don't worry about it.
yeah
You know, I'll work with it. It doesn't matter. Like,
yeah
it's dollar. Like, it's okay. Sometimes I'll do money off. Like, oh, $5 off.
yeah
But to me, it's like literally that's just getting off like the wispy add-on. Like, so it's like
yeah
to me, it's kind of like nothing. They might as well they'll say like, oh well, I might as just get a regular set and get actually like $5 off of it. I don't know. That's how
yeah
I kind of see it. But it's different to different sets and different
yeah for sure
techs
you
out
have to
there.
see what works for you. She loves
Yeah.
percentages. I prefer like strictly money off. So you could try both, girl, and see. Cause I've done both too. Like
Yeah,
just
you
see
can
what
try
works.
it, test it out, and see what works.
But yeah, me and Diana will definitely be working on a prom special. I'm excited for that. We're gonna make bank.
How are we doing that? Are we doing it at the same time? Or like they'll go separate
So
times?
I don't know. I was low-key like, I don't know. What
I
do you
feel like we
think?
should try it.
At the same time, huh? I was
Yeah.
thinking that too. And I
Like
could just bring like what I need.
all in one, like
Yeah.
that way they don't have to like book a separate day and like come here a
Or should
separate
we offer
day.
like
I mean, we can
both?
do it, but yeah, I feel
Right?
like it would be good to
More
like
convenient.
just have all at once,
Make content.
For real.
That'd be good.
Would you guys like for us to do like what is it? A 2-in-1
Yeah.
service?
I was gonna also mention that when you're running a special or something like that, if you're able to do it with somebody else,
Like
whether
collab.
it's like getting your makeup done and your nails done, like
Mhm.
if you're able to find somebody that can work with you, do it because that's more exposure at the end of the day. Like their
Yeah.
followers will like look at you and yours at them and it's like
They'll be like, "Oh damn, like that was good." Like
yeah.
they'll start looking into your page and all that,
Yeah.
and it's a new potential client.
And you also build that relationship with that other person like
Yeah.
as that communication and that like what's the word marketing
Yeah.
with them as well. So did you guys like this video episode
If we suck, comment down below.
yeah it's because we're a little like with our allergies
For
and
real,
girl,
our brain is
yeah it's
not
not
here.
it's foggy as fuck
Yeah,
and I'm sleepy.
me too. I'm hungry.
Me too.
Let's go eat.
We should we end up eating but
A mukbang.
for real. No, I'm down. As you guys know, obviously with the title, this is our 4th episode, and we have one more episode to wrap up season 1 of the Hot Seat.
I
know.
should add some clapping effects.
Yeah, I am much. And also, as we mentioned, for our 2nd season, we want to bring guests. And
Yes,
we're
I'm
very
so
excited. Yeah, we're already planning like who we could bring on. And we're just excited to get like another point of view, especially because like we're so used to each other now.
Yeah.
To get somebody else. So
yeah. And give us their point of view, their
Yeah.
experiences, like we mentioned before.
yes.
So if you have anybody in mind who you would like for us to interview,
yes.
comment their name below or their Instagram, anything, so we know who they are.
Yes. And with that being said, guys, we want to end this episode here. Subscribe because I see y'all watching but not subscribing.
For real.
What's going on, guys?
All our socials will be listed here,
as well as the description down
Down
below.
below.
And we will see you guys in our next and final episode.
Oh my gosh. For season 1.
For season 1, yeah. We'll be back. Don't worry. We won't abandon you. With that being said, we'll see you guys in our next episode.
Bye, besties.